Happy Thanksgiving, beautiful people. We have this day, hopefully this whole weekend, to just get carried away with gratitude, to take time for it, to waste time on it, to just drop in to that phenomenon that we all experience, that as soon as you start to name some of the gifts, the extra, the graces in your life, it just becomes a flood, right? Beginning with your health. And when I say that, I want to just emphasize whatever's working. Celebrate whatever's working. Not a bad idea to apply to family gatherings either. Celebrate what's working. So here are some Thanksgiving blessings. We have these two remedies in our own being, in our own system. They are the strongest bang for your buck drugs you can possibly take, and they are free and they are available to anyone at any time. And the first is breath. Try it with me. One deep belly expanding breath. Inhale and slow exhale. And can you already feel that tingle of relaxation, that expansiveness of space, not just in your body, but suddenly in the moment, in the situation, in the argument, in the pain, in the joy? Breath expands it all. It's one moment of just a mindful breath, which is not a bad definition of prayer. Your breath, and also gratitude. Gratitude is the greatest drug in the universe. You know what it's like. You start to just shift attention to what is working, to shift attention to what feels like a gift, what feels like extra in your life, and your whole body chemistry changes. Your heart changes. You might find yourself just starting to smile, even in spite of yourself. Gratitude, greatest drug in the universe. So indulge. Dive in, go big, go on a binger this weekend of gratitude. I want to encourage you as you're gathering with friends and family to get a little revolutionary. Be the one who actually invites meaning and connection into the conversation, knowing that, again, that's the best dessert you could possibly serve up, is asking some of those big, deep-end questions, which could be as simple as, what's been the greatest gift of your life this year? What grace is invading your hardest situation right now? What's the gift you didn't know you needed this year that's come for you? What's an unexpected friendship that's begun to sprout this year? As you can see, these kinds of questions just tend to amplify, right? They tend to become exponential and lead to other questions, lead to other explorations of the gifts and the grace of our lives. Today, I want to share with you a few Thanksgiving blessings, a couple from some of my soul friends, my joy gurus, and one from me. And maybe they'll be just a balm that you pour over your own time of meditation, a moment of chaos when you can duck away and recenter, or maybe you share them today or tomorrow or the next few days with family and friends as you're all maybe kind of fumbling for a grace, a form of saying grace that everyone can step into and can really join. So the first is by David Whyte, poet, philosopher, leadership consultant. This guy remixes all the categories and brings soul into them. So he writes a few thoughts on gratitude. Gratitude is not a passive response to something we have been given. Gratitude arises from paying attention, from being awake in the presence of everything that lives within and without us. Gratitude is not necessarily something that is shown up after the event. It is the deep, a priori state of attention that shows we understand and are equal to the gifted nature of life. The gifted nature of life. Gratitude is the understanding that many millions of things come together and live together and mesh together and breathe together in order for us to take even one more breath of air. That the underlying gift of life and incarnation as a living, participating human being is a privilege. That we are miraculously part of something rather than nothing. Even if that something is temporarily pain or despair, we inhabit a living world with real faces, real voices, laughter, the color blue, the green of the fields, the freshness of a cold wind, or the tawny hue of a winter landscape. Thankfulness finds its full measure in generosity of presence, both through participation and witness. We sit at the table as part of every other person's world while making our own without will or effort. This is what is extraordinary and gifted. This is the essence of gratefulness, seeing to the heart of privilege. Thanksgiving happens when our sense of presence meets all other presences. Being unappreciative might mean that we are simply not paying attention. So one phrase I'll let echo: thankfulness finds its full measure in generosity of presence. The quality of presence, the quality of attention that we bring to our lives and to our encounters. Next blessing. John O'Donohue is similarly uncategorizable in his work. He has a beautiful little book called To Bless the Space Between Us, which right there, that's a surprise, right? The space between us. A lot of his work really focuses on mystery, on the unnameable, the unspeakable. Yeah. This book is a book of prayers and blessings, and I just want to share with you because I feel like this will also amplify your own sense of how much it is that we have to be thankful for. Just the table of contents lists some of these things among the points of his blessings and prayers. For Eros, amen to that. For longing, in praise of air, for your birthday, for the traveler, for a friend on the arrival of illness, for the parents of one who has committed a crime, in praise of water, as a child enters the world, on meeting a stranger, before sleep, for courage, for an exile, for an addict, for the interim time, for one who is exhausted, for equilibrium, for the time of necessary decision, for the unknown self, axioms for wilderness. Holy smokes. For the family and friends of a suicide, for the breakup of a relationship, for someone awakening to the trauma of his or her past, for broken trust, at the end of a year, at the start of a year. All of these things can be blessed. All of these things can be blessed. So I will share the two I'll share with you today. For celebration. Now is the time to free the heart. Let all intentions and worries stop. Free the joy inside the self. Awaken to the wonder of your life. Open your eyes and see the friends whose hearts recognize your face as kin. Those whose kindness, watchful and near, encourages you to live everything here. See the gifts the years have given. things your effort could never earn, the health to enjoy who you want to be, and the mind to mirror mystery. And grace before meals. I want to encourage you, especially in a weekend of feasting, a day of feasting, a season of feasting as we move into the holidays, the holy days. I want to encourage you to think about eating as much more than just the physical food that you're taking in. So bringing mindfulness to how you are nourishing yourself. In the same way that, especially during holiday time, you're eating both to nourish and to celebrate, to indulge, right? Maybe taking in some things that you wouldn't regularly. So, of course, you're thinking about how to nourish yourself, how to give yourself the macronutrients and the micronutrients that your body needs. But also, of course, you want to experience your aunt's incredible pumpkin pie that comes around once a year, of course. In the same way, we can think about the way that we are feeding our souls, right? The soul food that we're taking in. So the spiritual practices and rituals that is the way we nourish and fuel our soul, our creativity, our sense of focus and purpose and presence. Both nourishment, meaning engaging in those movement practices, those practices of stillness, practices of presence and attention that help us to be able to be fully attentive and fully present in our lives. But also, how are you indulging? How are you indulging your spirit, your soul this holiday season as we're exploring in these few podcasts on either side of this one? What kinds of special rituals and ceremonies and celebrations are you creating that will indulge your soul as well as your body and your senses during this time? So I encourage you to hear this, but not just on your food that you're about to take in and becoming mindful of the road that it took to you, but in the same way, the things that we are creating in our lives during this time of gratitude to really kind of pause and think about everything that has led to where you are now, everything that has informed your creations now. Grace before meals. As we begin this meal with grace, let us become aware of the memory carried inside the food before us, the quiver of the seed awakening in the earth, unfolding in a trust of roots and slender stems of growth, on its voyage toward harvest. The kiss of rain and surge of sun, the innocence of animal soul that never spoke a word, nourished by the earth to become today our food. The work of all the strangers whose hands prepared it. The privilege of wealth and health that enables us to feast and celebrate. One more blessing from me to you, from my heart to you and to your people. For the ways we've been walked home this year, for the ways we've broken open, been upheld, known, been taught to hold, for the friendships that call us forward, heartward, beyond ourselves, for the dreams that demand we grow into them, for the infinite pleasures of this year, the stirrings, for the lessons of pain, ache, loss, longing, for the treasures of darkness, for wisdom in its dirty, sweaty, faltering way, for the ways gratitude can rewrite the story, for the songs yet to be written, the love yet to be risked, the vision yet to be built, for our altering and altering. I reach for your hand and say, grace. My friends, I am so thankful for you and the ways that you have made this podcast a conversation, a back and forth, And an expanding one, thank you so much for the ways that you have supported it, the ways that you are connecting with it. Thank you for rating and reviewing the podcast. If you haven't yet and would like to, you can just leave a quick review on iTunes. It literally takes maybe less than 15 seconds. And I'm so grateful. And more than that, they help me, but also you find your people, find friends who haven't met yet as we are drawn toward this conversation. In gratitude to you, I'm doing a giveaway of an Envision Planner and Integrate workbook to a few of you. So if you have ever rated the podcast or left a review, take a screenshot, or you can do it right now. Take a screenshot of your review and also share the podcast on social media, either Instagram or Facebook, and tag at Nicole Moline and at Alter Together. And just DM me a screenshot of your review and you'll be entered in the drawing for the giveaway. Thank you. Thank you. My friends, wishing you such richness of presence, wishing you the greatest bender of gratitude, wishing you gifts and graces you would never have been able to dream to expect today, this weekend, and beyond as we alter together.